We're going to move straight on to our second speaker, who is Andrew Dumbrille. Andrew provides support to the Inuit Circumpolar Council delegation at the IMO, and he's going to provide a statement on Inuit perspectives on climate and health from black carbon emissions from shipping. Andrew, over to you.
Thank you for the invitation to participate today. As Sean mentioned, I'm Andrew Dumbrille, and I support ICC's shipping work, including at the International Maritime Organization. I'm connecting today from Algonquin Anishinaabe unceded territory outside of Ottawa, Canada. Because of a scheduling conflict, Lisa Kaluki Koperkwalik, president of ICC Canada, couldn't be here today. So she has asked me to read the following statement. Inuit are international people sharing common language, culture, and land along the Arctic coast of Russia, Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. Inuit homeland, called Inuit Nunat, has a unique environment, geography, culture, and political context. Adverse impacts to marine wildlife and ecosystems in this area from climate and health pollutants may significantly increase as a result. Inuit Nunat is warming 3 to 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. These changes have unprecedented and significant impacts on people in the Arctic, especially Inuit who depend on the marine and terrestrial plants and animals supported by the coastal zones of the Arctic Ocean, the tundra, and the sea ice. The Arctic is Inuit home. The Arctic Ocean and its coastal seas not only serve as highways for Inuit over the ice in winter and in the open water season, but also are essential for harvesting, culture, and livelihoods. Shipping is an integral part of the Inuit communities in all the circumpolar regions. Inuit way of life is intricately tied to the Arctic ecosystem, and Inuit culture, knowledge systems, and the region's biodiversity are bound together. Inuit rely on marine transportation for the delivery of necessary goods and services. In many diverse ways, shipping and the ocean are the lifelines for Inuit remote communities. It is urgent and imperative to mandate the reduction of black carbon emissions from shipping in and near the Arctic and Inuit homeland of Inuit Nunat for all these reasons. Black carbon is a potent pollutant which has a significant impact within Inuit Nunat. This isn't a theoretical issue for Inuit. Inuit homeland is rapidly changing before our eyes. Inuit didn't cause the climate crisis, but are the ones on the front lines dealing with the consequences. Here are facts about black carbon in the Arctic and Inuit Nunat. Black carbon is 20% of the shipping industry's climate impact. Its emissions in the Arctic have doubled from 2015 to 2021 and are 5 times more potent a climate disruptor when emitted in the Arctic. Black carbon melts snow and ice, resulting in habitat loss and disruptions in Inuit harvesting, culture, and mobility. Rapid changes to the Arctic environment have major implications for the global climate system, contributing to severe weather events around the world. Particulate matter and black carbon can have health impacts on Indigenous coastal communities, increasing the risk of premature mortality from respiratory ailments. Arctic shipping has increased in the past years at a significant rate. This is not an exhaustive list of reasons to urgently mandate emissions reductions. Black carbon emissions will become even more urgent as shipping traffic increases further. More needs to be done to develop clear, concrete, and effective next steps for mandating black carbon emissions reductions at the international level. At the last IMO MEPC meeting, ICC urged IMO members to submit concrete proposals to PPR 11 to quickly mandate and eliminate black carbon emissions. ICC also encouraged the geographic scope of these proposals to be as broad as possible to ensure that all of Inuit Nunat and near Arctic areas are included. To end on a positive note, there are good steps being taken by countries like Canada and Norway on black carbon. We will hear today about an Arctic emission control area in Canada which would substantially reduce BC black carbon emissions and have positive impacts on health and environmental outcomes. Canada is also taking a relatively new approach at the IMO by including the consideration of Indigenous knowledge and the engagement of Inuit communities as integral to the development and success of their emission control area proposal. Canada's efforts to further its reconciliation agenda with Indigenous peoples and follow through on the mandate of the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, known as UNDRIP, is part of the rationale for supporting the emission control area proposal and pushing for its success at the IMO. This should be an example to other states and international bodies on how to implement UNDRIP and consider Indigenous knowledge in the development of economic models and environmental protections. In this context, ICC would like to stress the need to have an accompanying equitable transition framework in place for measures like an ECA or the build-out of renewable shipping fuels to ensure economic hardship does not occur, which would impact Inuit communities who did not cause the climate crisis but are being the most impacted. A just and equitable transition must align with UNDRIP, recognizing and implementing Indigenous rights and considering Indigenous self-determination and self-governance. An equitable transition in this Canadian case would ensure that any increased costs for the use of cleaner fuels are not passed on to disproportionately affected climate vulnerable Inuit communities. ICC understands that Canada has recently committed to developing this framework. Thank you.